Going on, my beautiful people? I hope you're all doing well out there today. I am in, what's up, Lisa? I am in Sedona, Arizona. Decided to take a little trip to do some grounding, to do a little bit of soul searching. Got some stuff going on that I'd like to push through and bring myself into more of alignment of what it is that I'm looking for. Right now is a good time to be like, step back, all this retrograde energy, step back, look within, and sort of seeing what's up, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. So this is your weekly energy report from June 16th to the 22nd, and we have a very, very big week ahead of us. I'm sure you guys can feel it. It's a really good time to reflect, open up, allow, see what's coming in, especially with this energy of Mercury getting stronger and Venus getting stronger. We have this communication with our divine feminine, especially, Cancer, the moon rules Cancer, right? So whenever we have an eclipse, especially in Cancer, that divine feminine energy is getting really heightened. Now, this is sort of like the apex or the maximum velocity, if you will, of that divine feminine energy before we come into the second half of this year, when Mars starts to dominate the astrology, and we start to really step into our divine masculine, which is going to be interesting worldwide. I'm surely looking forward to it because I'm an Aries rising, so that like represents a lot of get up and go and make shit happen. But in the world, the toxic aspect of the divine masculine could be, a lot of fighting, like even honestly, to be perfectly honest, like war. Along with, the last time that this eclipse happened, which will be next Monday, was 2001, right before 9/11. So I'm not saying something terrible like that's going to happen, but I am saying that, we are definitely waiting for another wave of shit to come down, right? So we just have to really, like, right now we have to be prepared. We have to really be in tune with our heart, in tune with ourselves. I am feeling like a lot of divine relationships are coming back to be healed. Okay, so whether it's a soulmate or a twin flame or whatever label you want to put on it, someone that you like, probably from the past, well as retrograde energy represents the past, could be past or past life, with all these past energies coming back. Could be you meet someone and you're like, holy fuck, I know you. It's like you guys have known each other forever, or someone from the past that's very unexpected, like, whoa, did not see that coming. Because essentially, whenever we have an eclipse, especially at 0 degrees, right, that is a drawing a line in the sand. Okay, especially this is right coming into, this is right on the ecliptic, right at the 0 degree point. So this is right on the ecliptic coming into a new season. So we're essentially coming into a new season, in our life, and wiping the slate. And we're finishing up multiple levels and layers and patterns of, we just got done with I wouldn't say we just got done. We're still in the process of finishing up this Capricorn Cancer axis, because this is essentially, we have this eclipse, and then we have the Capricorn eclipse at 14 degrees Capricorn on July 5th. So that is the closing chapter, but those energies will last for the next 6 months. So we're really going to start to feel the energy of this new Sagittarius Gemini axis next year. Okay. So for right now, we're going to be like finishing up and finalizing all this energy. It's sort of like the mastery, or like the putting the finishing touches, all the details, right? All that extra stuff is going to be setting the stage for going into the future. Now, we could be feeling emotional, we could be feeling calm, we could be feeling intuitive, in touch, we could be, it kind of all depends on where you're at. But one thing is for sure, okay, this next week, the emotions are going to be heightened. Emotionally, we're going to be getting cracked open, like, and the emotions are going to be heightened through something coming through, right? Whether it's a phone call, whether it's a text message, an email, whether it's an unexpected event happening. We're out with some friends and then they introduce us to somebody else. We're like, holy fuck, what happened? What's going on? And with all this stuff, that's of course happening within. All right, and without is a reflection of all of new surprising things that might be coming back. Get creative in your mind. Think. Like all this stuff going on in the world. You can only imagine what stuff that they're cooking up here with this. So literally right now, we have the moon that is conjunct Uranus, which is very unexpected, which is very like aha moments, epiphanies, whatnot. Now, I actually really like the sun being close to the North Node, like provided that we've been doing the work. And, many of us here that, if you vibrate, on this frequency where you're really resonating, connecting with this information, then you've been doing the work. Okay. So this is bringing in gifts. So this thing that comes back in could be a huge gift, but right when it comes back, it may not quite feel like a gift, or it could be like, yeah, this is a gift, but holy fuck, it's overwhelming. I don't know. Maybe you need to step up in responsibility or in your ability to receive somehow that you didn't, you're just not really quite sure how to handle it. It's going to be a shock to the system a little bit. All right. Because of course, a solar eclipse is a step into something new, right? Drawing a line in the sand and moving into something new. And the moon is the moon is ruled by Cancer. So that Cancer energy, it's all about, Cancer is the hard outer shell, but it's all mushy inside, right? It just wants to be held. Just hold me. So and this is about, holding yourself, hug me. So, allow this to, help you step into this new direction, but we have to be willing to accept and allow and nurture and be in all the divine feminine aspects. And the more we can do that right now, the better off we're going to be with the masculine energies when that comes around. Okay. Because this is all about, like, this year is all about, optimizing and balancing out the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So sort of a shadow side of the divine feminine is like the victim mentality, right? And we're seeing that a lot, or the wounded child, right? The poor me, why me? Why does these things happen to me? I can't do it on my own. I need help. It's the opposite of taking responsibility. And if we feed into that shadow side of that divine feminine, then we're going to ultimately feed into the shadow side of the divine masculine, which is narcissism, which is, like needing to be right as opposed to needing to grow, right? It's about like frustration, irritation, wanting to fight, wanting to be violent. We don't need none of, we already have enough of that shit. Like, come on, like we need to stand up and take responsibility, right? Yeah. So let's not pay attention to all that nasty shit, and let's be the example of facing our feelings. Because really, at the end of the day, this is all about facing our feelings. We're doing a massive purge, and the more people that accept and face their feelings, the more we grow as humanity and as an individual. Because the less people that are doing the work, the more that the few of us have to take on the load, the responsibility, and that makes it harder for everybody. Right. So let's just, this is where a socialistic ideology will come in to a much more beneficial, place, when we all share the responsibility of taking responsibility. Right. Now that includes like corrupt cops. Okay. Police and military and, like the warriors of our nation, of the world, have to be of integrity. They have to be of pure of heart. Right. So, and I was in the military for a long time, and it's difficult because everything is compartmentalized. So we do need reform when it comes to the military and the police force, because there is a lot of narcissism in there. People get power hungry. They get, liquid balls because they get a taste of this power. And that just comes down, though. Everything loops back to our consciousness, being able to stand up in our truth and our authenticity, and not fighting fear with fear, but fighting fear with love. And love doesn't mean, stepping down and letting people walk all over you. Love means having boundaries and standing up for yourself. So I think that we need to have a discussion, globally about what love really means and about what fear really means and how it is presented out to the world, right? So let's stand in that power of our divine feminine and our divine masculine. Okay, I know for me, back in the day, 10 years ago, I was a narcissist all day long. All right, but I didn't know any better. I had to, because that's what I was taught, and that's what we're taught to be, right? So I had to activate my divine feminine, and that requires vulnerability. So this comes back around to the vulnerability, which is the Pluto energy, and Jupiter on that Pluto energy is like cracking it open. It don't feel good. You got to still feel it anyways, right? And especially, I'm so proud of all my people. What's up, Robin? A lot of people in my opportunity community have been doing just that, facing their shit and balancing themselves out and identifying these things coming up and really making the decision into themselves to grow as opposed to need to be right. But we always go back and forth, right? We always have experiences in these things where we need to get our ass kicked a little bit, until we come to the point, that threshold where we're like, all right, I already been down this road. I don't want to play this game again. Let's do it right this time. And right means for our highest and best vibrational good. Okay. Now, what we also have going on, so Venus is starting to get stronger, especially, of course, the big news this week is that solar eclipse. So I'm going to do another video entirely on that, because that can, I could talk for days about that. There's just so much going on, especially if you look back at the history of these eclipses. The last one before 9/11 was 120 years ago. So just wrap your head around that. So on the 18th, just in a couple days here, we have Mercury going retrograde. So now we're adding another energy into the retrograde situation. So during this eclipse, we will have Venus retrograde, and it's going to be close to stationing direct. So that energy is going to be very powerful. So this, and with the moon conjunct the North Node and in its home sign, this divine feminine energy is like, I'm coming out. I am going to get up there and I'm going to show myself, and you are going to see it and you're going to feel it. And you're not going to be able to stop it. The only thing you can do, if you resist it, it can hurt more. Okay, so let's not resist. Resistance is persistence, right? We don't want to resist this stuff. Now, a really cool thing here, okay, is that Mars is coming into a sextile with Pluto and Jupiter. So even though Mars doesn't really like being in Pisces a whole lot, anytime like in Pluto and Mars both are co-rulers of Scorpio, right? So they both sort of get along in that aspect where they're deep, they're intense, they're passionate. But when they're sextile like this, one's in an earth sign, one's in a water sign, this makes a little bit of mud. Okay, so it can bring up, it'll bring up emotions, but if we resist it, it could create that muddy, stuff that we're gonna have to work through for a while. Okay, so again, letting it flow will make things nice and efficient. I want to say easy, because it's not going to really be easy. It will be efficient, though. And now we have Saturn, of course, as well at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And pretty much all this week, Saturn will be quincunx over to the Sun and the North Node. Okay? So, of course, this energy, like the Sun's been quincunx to the North Node for a while, but now adding the Sun in there is going to heighten it. Now, the Sun likes being, with the North Node, but they don't like being quincunx to Saturn. So it's like, if something good happens, it's going to require you to step up in your power and authenticity and your responsibility, because Saturn's all about responsibility. And this is internally taking responsibility for your emotions, taking responsibility for your dream, for your life. And this is going to bring up victim mentality big time. Big, huge, like jihugic, okay? Yes, that's a word that I used to use when I was in the military. Jihugic. And of course, now Mercury is going to be retrograde, and it's literally just stationed retrograde when we're coming up to the solar eclipse. So that energy is going to be super heightened as well. Okay. Now, also here on the 17th, along with all that, once again, and this has been sort of a trend or a pattern, right? Chiron is going to be conjunct Lilith again. So bring up the saboteur, the wounded child, the inner prostitute. So literally, this entire year has been a series of facing all of our survival archetypes. And if you would like to know more, you can download my free ebook on the website, spiritualbodybuilder.com, and look deeper into that. And I go over all how the different energetic bodies relate to the emotional characteristics, physical characteristics, and how we portray all these things going on. Awesome, guys. Awesome. So this is bringing up that uncomfortable, and Chiron and Black and Lilith are going to be square to Mercury. Okay. So again, this makes it more right. And yes, we are in a year of massive change. But think of it this way, okay? This year is basically the universe we are in a massive layer by layer form of judgment, okay? We are being judged based on the amount of work that we do. We are basically, the universe basically saying, are you going to ascend or are you going to stay down here? What is it going to be? We've gone through hundreds, if not thousands of years of conditions and patterns that we must break, because we can't go into the age of Aquarius with the mindset of the age of Pisces. Make sense? And this is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning. This is hitting us hard, but this is like boot camp as we go into a 10-year deployment, basically, of spiritual ascension or spiritual warfare, really. Now, hopefully, the spiritual warfare won't get much worse, but I got to be honest, this whole deep state shit, they're really stubborn. And they just, it's so interesting to me. Everybody that I know that watches the news, you can always tell the people that watch the news all the time, they're fucking terrified, right? They're walking around and they're wearing masks, driving in your car wearing a mask. Dude, if you know anything about how the human body works, you are literally stressing your immune system just by doing that. I mean, come on, think logically, right? This is about looking at the human law and then looking at God's law, or the universe's law. See, okay, which one makes more sense to me? Which one feels right? Okay. Now, of course, I'm not saying go break the law. Okay, that's just ridiculous. But I'm saying obey first and foremost within your heart the universal law. Okay, and then take that and apply it to how you want to live your life. And if you're living life by the universal law, then the law of man, it's going to shift and change always anyways, and we will be a part of that shifting, of that evolution, because we are evolving and we need to continue to evolve. Okay, so on the 17th we have the moon moving into the later part of Taurus, and it's going to be trining over to Pluto and Jupiter. So we're getting hit with this Pluto Jupiter energy pretty consistently. Okay, it's not gonna conjunct exact until the end of the month. But again, so we're building up to multiple. It's almost like I'm seeing like that shit that you the popcorn that you pop when you package stuff. All right, and each one of these pops, it's like, oh shit, like epiphany, aha moment, emotionally overwhelmed, like I'm tired, I'm awake, I'm all these ascension symptoms. Like I'm having a hard time adjusting food. I need to eat different foods. Like, what do I do? Where do I go? And as we do that, and as we grow and we learn, we're increasing our capacity for extrasensory perceptions. Because essentially these are bringing up suppressed and repressed emotions, right? And the more that we have suppressed and repressed, the more difficult it's going to be. That's going to bring us into our dark night of the soul. So there's massive amounts of dark night of the soul going on. Okay, that's okay. Even people that have gone through it before are going through more layers because it's so intense. And the universe needs us right now, like big time needs us. Okay, so just bear that in mind and realize that this week is all about bringing up and looking into and accepting the divine feminine nature of our energy. Okay, receiving, nurturing, allowing, being okay not being okay, crying, cry it out, get it out. Like, I came down here to center myself, to ground myself, to do some spiritual work, because I have some things that, I'm working through as well. Okay. We all are. In fact, and we also have Father's Day on the same day as this solar eclipse. So for men especially, okay, I want to talk a bit about Father's Day, because Father's Day is a very sensitive day for me. As some of you may know, I'm in the process of I don't even want to say fighting. I'm working on creating a stable and optimal environment for my daughter, so that I can be in her life, so that I can be the best father that I can be. And there are too many parents out there that are wrapped up in their own shit, and they're not taking care of their children. Guys, with all the stuff that is going on in the world, especially now with all this fucking child pornography, child sex slave, all this crap going on in the world, are you kidding me? Children are the purity, are the light in our world. They're the ones that lead the future from us. We have to prioritize them. So if you are a parent and you are prioritizing a dysfunctional relationship, or you are a parent and you are keeping your child from another parent because you are stubbornly pissed off or you don't like the way they act. Okay, now it's one thing if there's like abuse or something going on there, but if it's because you're just being an asshole and you just want to get money or you just want to prove a point, cut that shit out. Grow the fuck up. Okay? This stuff is dear to my heart because I see so many good fathers, myself included, that get fucked in this corrupt system and that end up not seeing their children, and that destroys the children's lives. Alienation of a parent from their child, that's fucking torture. And when the child grows up, they don't know any better. They don't know any different. So then they get conditioned, and it's fucking terrible. We need to grow. We are adults. Start adulting. Get over your own issues and prioritize the health and well-being of the child. Okay? If you're not mature enough to do that, don't have fucking children. This is all about taking responsibility. And this solar eclipse is going to really bring that out. Okay? It breaks my heart. It fucking breaks my heart. Even to see like teenagers, a lot of teenagers these days, they're in such a rough place because, not only are the parents not parenting and taking responsibility, because the way you parent by taking responsibility for your own shit, right? Being an adult and being an example, not telling them one thing and doing something else, but actually being an adult and a parent, teaching them good morals, ethics, and values. But you have to be that moral and ethic and value in order to properly teach it. If you say one thing and you're doing another, the kids can feel that. The kids read energy. Kids read energy better than adults do. Okay, but then they get conditioned and not be able to trust themselves because the people that they are biologically predisposed to trust are fucking lying to them. And it's usually because the parents are lying to themselves. So this is a time to man up, woman up, all right? Be an adult. Of course it's not new. It needs to change. But I believe with all this reform going on, all right, all this corruption in our world is being brought up and out, and there's a reason for it. In the law enforcement system, in the political system, as this swamp is being drained, so to speak, I believe that this is going to be a ripple effect of that swamp being drained because it's all run by greed and money. Fuck that shit. We need to be run by authenticity and purity of heart. And that will go a long way. And it is going to go a long way. And I do believe that it's going to change. And justice will be done. Okay? Justice will be done. Okay? And of course, look, none of this stuff is new. All this stuff has been going on for centuries. Okay? But right now, we are here We have come into this existence right now to be the change that we need to see in the world. We are the ones that are making the change. And right now, especially with the solar eclipse, we need to set the intention of stepping into that responsibility. That is what this is all about. And if we do not, we will essentially be judged. The universe can be like, all right, you're not doing it. Sorry, you're going to bring back the same loop of karmic lessons because you're not getting the fucking message. Pardon my language. Sorry, not sorry. We are here to break the cycle. We are the cycle breakers. Okay? And we must step into that power. And that power requires vulnerability. And that is the Pluto-Jupiter conjunction. Okay? So, on the 18th, now we have the moon coming into Gemini. Now, the moon is going to conjunct Venus. Okay? So, that's bringing our emotion into this Venus retrograde, and this is trine over to Saturn. So this is really taking a look, and actually it's going in sort of a dark moon phase. So this may bring up some of that really deep, dark stuff that we refuse to look at. It's going to say, hey, you need to feel this. You need to look at this. So this could come from somebody coming with a conversation that you don't want to have. Conversations need to happen right now. Okay, especially with Mercury station retrograde. All right, square over to Chiron and Black Moon Lilith. This is going to make it very uncomfortable. It's going to require a lot of heart strength. It's going to require a lot of vulnerability. It might make your knees weak. That's how intense this is going to be. Okay, but doing the work, there is a pot of gold at the other side of the rainbow. Okay, but that rainbow does not look fun. It's like got razor blades on it and shit. But it's only got razor blades on it because it's our fear. It's an illusion that we're creating. Once we take one step, we're going to realize, oh, that's not razor blades. That's just like a shiny little sled, right? Yes, I'm an Aries rising, so my passion gets very fiery sometimes. Wait, just wait until Mars goes into Aries. Oh, it's all over. And I'll tell you what, guys, especially with all you beautiful people in my opportunity community, some big, big things coming. We are about to take it to the next level. Ooh, so excited. What's up, Crystal? The end of the old world. Yes, I do agree with that. Okay. But that old world sucked. The old world was just fucking misery. Now that we're purging and we're facing and we're going into it, it's like, fuck out of here. Let's go into the next chapter. All right. Who's with me? Huh? Who's with me? Let's go. June 19th. Now we have the moon coming in to the second, third decan of Gemini. We have the Mars at 25 degrees. Now Mars is coming into a square with the nodes. Fucking Mars. Fucking Mars. But it's also an exact sextile now with Jupiter. Okay? Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. What's up, Chelsea? I wouldn't say there's not much worth saving from the old world. It's about it's about growth, right? So there's always something to learn and to take with you. It's sort of like it's like those Russian dolls, right? At the very center of those Russian dolls, take out the bullshit, take out the crap, and you clear it out. You know, you get to the center of that doll. It's a beautiful little diamond. It's like a little gem, right? That big. I appreciate you guys. All right. So the 19th, and for my opportunity community people, the 19th, we're going to have a meeting, and on Friday is when we always talk about our really vulnerable stuff. We're going to do a little bit of meditation. All right. We're going to bring it. We're going to slow it down and create an intention for this solar eclipse, because this is once in a lifetime. Okay. So I'm going to make this a very special Friday meeting. All right. Let me see if I got anybody. Oh shit. All right. I got some comments here in YouTube. Breaking ancestral karma is exactly what we're doing right now, big time. I appreciate all you guys for, putting out all the positive energy for me. It really is so incredibly important to take care of the kids. It's not about us. It's about them. It's about them, allowing them to have those relationships. We are that our DNA, it's our blood. Like, you cannot. All right. Enough said about that. So, the 19th is going to be a big day because the sun is exactly conjunct in 29 degrees, master number, big energy. And of course, 0 degrees, also a master number, is the void space. And, then happy birthday to Cancer. All right. All you Cancers out there, tell you what, Cancers are going to have a massive and intense solar. So if you guys want to get your solar return chart looked at, hit me up. Let me know what's up. And then at the same time, we're going to have Venus stationed, basically. It's going to go, what day does it go direct? I believe on the 23rd. On the 25th. Okay, so 5 days of basically sitting at 5 degrees. So it's sitting there like, okay, you're going to just sit here and think about it and be in this energy. And it's not going to move. And it's going to just be wow, 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 wow. So that 5 days of it sitting there could be very intense. It's going to really bring in what happened to me just now. I do not know. That 5 days is going to be like an extension. I think that energy from that solar eclipse is going to sort of be extended a little bit with that energy. Okay, but so on the 20th again, okay, 5 degrees. And then, of course, we have Mercury still at 14 degrees of Cancer, and it is still square. So this square happening, and then Mars is going to be square the nodes. I'll tell you what, man, it's going to be humbling. Get ready to be humbled. But if you're already humble, then it's just going to be like, deepening into that humbleness. Okay, but I really highly, 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 highly recommend that. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate that. I highly recommend that we sit with this. Like, take some time on the 19th and or 20th and really go out in nature if you can. Like, do something very kind and very slow, relaxing with yourself. Do not try to just race through the day, because there's going to be so many synchronicities and so many signs, right? Please save this live. I am going to save this live, and I'm going to post it on here, and it's also being posted on YouTube too. So thank you all. I'm always filming this live on YouTube and on Instagram. It stays for good on YouTube. It stays for, I think, a couple days on Instagram. So I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you very much for all the amazing feedback. And I've learned through really creating Genevieve, I've learned through creating my own, making my own dreams come true. And it's funny, like, at the very beginning, it's so scary. It's like, fuck, I got to take responsibility, right? But you do one, like, first I started with doing one, like, a live every day. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of, like, a breakdown of how I started doing this, because if I can do it, you can do it. Like, everybody can do this. You just have to be consistent, and you have to take responsibility. What is Opportunity Community? You can go to my website and check it out. It is a community that I've created with a bunch of amazing people doing amazing work. I created a 4-week transformational protocol that helps you stay and consistent to working on yourself, becoming physically balanced and healthy, and creating a balanced mind, which creates a balanced experience. And so much amazing growth happens there. So go to my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com, and check that out. Okay. So basically, I started out with just doing one daily energy video. And at first, like, for the first 7 or 8 months, I did not get any reciprocity. Nobody said shit. I don't even think anybody watched it. And I had to overcome a lot of fears, insecurities, looking at myself in the camera. I was very, like, paranoid. I didn't like the way my voice sounded. I'd be like, and trying to figure out all the technology. Oh, yeah. Hey, absolutely, vampirism. Congratulations. One day at a time, right? And I got to a point where, like, I do the same thing. I look great, right? But I didn't feel great, and I was always relying on people to tell me I look great. And then I had to lose all of that for a while, and I had to really get broken down and humbled big time. And then I come back to it, and I'm like, you know what? I just do this because I love it. And I started to trust my intuition more, trust my astrology, trust my guidance, and I brought in some amazing people. Shout out to the Super Homie Squad. Actually, they are the ones that the reason why I'm here today with all you guys. So check out Maruma too at Sun Soul Astrology, and check out the Peace Dealer at the Peace Dealer. And they're absolutely amazing, and they're my brothers and sisters, and we rock this together so tight. And Shauna Christine, she works with Maruma too as well. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. So I started out with just doing a video, a day, right? And I got consistent and used to that. So then it became like automatic. And literally right about the time that I really stopped caring about what everybody would say about me or getting any kind of feedback, boom, that's when people just started popping up. Hey, can I get a reading? Hey, can I get a reading? Hey, can I do this? Right? And then I started taking off, and I was like, okay, what can I do with this? How can I take this to the next level? And then I was like, all right, I'm going to invest some money, and I'm going to create a website. I'm going to create my vision. I have no idea how it's going to go. I have no idea what I'm going to do. And then, so I took that next step, not knowing where it's going to go. And I don't know really much about technology at all, but I have a dear friend that I trust very, very much. Shout out to Corey Thomas. And he walked me through it and helped me out. And he was like, yo, yeah, do it. And I believe in you. And he walked me through every step of the way. And that took about a month or so. Then I started that. And then suddenly, boom, I get this epiphany. I get this aha moment. Like, I'm going to create a transformational protocol. I was already working with a bunch of clients doing this process. And then I noticed that I was sort of doing the same thing with everybody, and it was working. So how can I make this more like duplicatable, if you will? And literally, I called up my other buddy. I was like, hey, I need to make some videos, and I need your help to do all this stuff. And he's like, yeah, cool, come down. Literally 6 hours, boom, made about 7 videos. And a month later, I had those down. I created that, and it just started taking off from there. And then all this creative energy starts flowing. And now it's at the point where by all you guys, all the people in my community, all the amazing people that resonate with me, right? That I work with, that I do readings for, all you guys hold me accountable, right? And my challenge is to not take too much on. So then, like, we delegate, and it's a constant ebb and flow in learning and growing and processing. So, when you're ready to take that step into the unknown, the universe will show you the next step. And the more that you do it, the more confident you get at it, and the more you grow into it, the more it becomes a flow. It's literally, you create the habit. And it all starts with just facing those fears and insecurities and like things. You keep thinking about this thing that you want to do, that you want to create, right? But you keep thinking about it. You never take that step. You will never create anything. You have to take that step. And once you take that step, each step gets easier. Now, I wouldn't say easier. You get stronger. You get more confident. You trust your gut. You trust your knowing. And then as you continue to do that, it starts to flow and things just start to come to you, and you get magnetized. It's just like, okay? So that's how it goes. It's very, very simple. You have to take action on that fear and not allow the fear to hold you back. And then when shit comes up and you get insecure and you get afraid, you reach out in this safe, vulnerable space. And that's exactly why I created it, because that's what I needed. So whatever it is that you need, you learn about that. You look within yourself and you figure out what you need, and then you duplicate it outside of yourself. And then guess what? A whole shitload of people need exactly what you need, just by stepping into the unknown and facing all these fears. It's so interesting to me, like how we are afraid of our own success because we think that we don't have it in us. We think that people aren't going to realize or aren't going to listen. False evidence appearing real. We are all at the very core the same. And that's what astrology has really shown me and helped me see and understand and realize. That's why I can look at the energies and all of you guys can feel me and understand me, because we're all the same. We're all one, right? We might have different circumstances here and there. We might have different specific shit going on. But at the very core, we all want to be loved. We all want to be nurtured. We all want someone just to tell us that we're the best thing that ever happened to them, right? We all want to have great, awesome, passionate sex. We all want to be in good shape and our bodies to feel good and be confident and feel amazing in our skin, right? But are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to do the work? Well, I don't think people are afraid of being happy. I think that they're afraid of letting go of the attachments that they're attached to that make them unhappy. They're afraid to face their fears. They're afraid to face themselves. And that's the problem. Everybody wants to be happy, but nobody wants to do the work to get there. Because we have a shroud of fear, a shroud of insecurity, a shroud of conditioning. And we have to learn and master that conditioning, because our conditioning is what teaches us. We have to go through it. The only way out is through, right? Exactly. And that is literally, if you look at anybody that has made it to the place that they dream of in their life, the obstacles don't stop. In fact, the obstacles probably get bigger. You just get stronger and you stand your authenticity and you take it one step at a time. You step into that fear and then it just happens. And then it becomes like a flow, right? You don't have to think about it. You don't have to try to force it. You only have to force it when that resistance is there. So this week, this solar eclipse is all about addressing that resistance in our divine feminine. All right? Yeah. Okay. And then on the 21st, okay, now we're coming out of this solar eclipse. We have Jupiter is about to head into 24 degrees, getting even closer to that 20. And so we had the Saturn Pluto conjunction right at about 24 degrees. And we're going to have this next Jupiter Pluto conjunction right at 24. So this 24 degrees of Capricorn is incredibly significant. In fact, I'm going to look up real quick. Where the hell is it? No. There we go. 24 degrees of Capricorn. Let's see what that represents. Stalactites and stalagmites almost grown together. If you guys don't know what that is, that's like if you go in a cave, you have like the things like the icicle looking things that are hanging down up. All right. Super tight fit. Awesome. Custom designed by destiny, tailor-made, the individualist carving out unique karmic arrangements to bear you across a difficult passage, a journey undertaken under peril, a secret assignment, withheld even from your conscious self, cloak and dagger. The thoroughly veiled soul, the enigma of destiny, the secret actions are writ upon your innermost being, and you know them implicitly, silent, circumspect, withheld, super disciplined, guarded, and private, sworn to secrecy. And inside all of this, secret brotherhoods and cosmic streams send their emissaries to take up incredible tasks and think nothing of it. So this is a degree of cosmic proportions. This is where 24 degrees Capricorn. This is all these entities, all these things that are coming from like these different dimensions, these different levels coming. We're essentially fighting a multidimensional galactic war here, guys. Whether you believe in it or not, it's happening and you can see it and feel it going on. Okay. Luciferian March is on the 21st. Well, that's not too surprising. I mean, I'm sure they're having quite a few of those. All right. So we also know that, probably after this, they're going to come out with some kind of new thing. Like, I mean, look, the interesting thing is when you're sitting in a certain vibration, right? You do not associate or connect with these deeper, darker vibrations. So in a way, we're protected. Okay. When we're doing the work and when we're rising up, I have not seen any sick people. I have not been around any drama, any bullshit, because I focus on what I'm doing to do my part to heal the world and to heal myself and to continue to grow and take responsibility for my life. If you continue to do that, you will attract your soul tribe. You will create this strength and this bonds of people that are creating this new earth. So these people can't fuck with you. Okay? It's when you dive, it's when you go down into that energy, suddenly you magnetize all the energy, and that's what this time frame is doing, because we are manifesting instantaneously. Shit is happening so fast. So when we magnetize towards the energy, you're going to find it. So stop looking for it. Stop feeding it. Stop feeding the machine. The matrix is being exposed, guys. They are falling. They are crumbling. They are having a massive tower moment. Okay? Just let it happen. If it's not affecting you directly, then let it happen. Now, of course, I'm sure it is affecting people directly, indirectly, things like that. Okay? But, you know, it's, yes, we're all going to feel the spiritual warfare. Okay? And that is where everything that I'm talking about here is imperative, because we have to stay focused on this mission, which is within ourselves. The more that we work on ourselves, the more that we heal the collective. Does that make sense? If we don't work on ourselves, or if we numb it out, or if we try to suppress our emotions or suppress these things, we're just giving energy and feeding that negativity. And the negativity right now is so powerful. Guys, we can't feed the animal. We got to feed ourselves. Okay? So if you are getting, okay, so let's talk about being spiritually attacked or protecting yourself spiritually. Okay? Because that is real and that is going on. So look, some people, whatever you resonate with, okay, like right now I'm in Sedona, and I'm going to go hiking, and I have some things I have to do, you know, in order to clear some energy myself. And that this helps me get clarity. Okay. What else do I do? All right. I use crystals. I do. See this right here. All right. This was given to me from a dear friend of mine when I did that shaman warrior photo shoot. And this is actually from Tibet. It's a Buddhist monk's thing. It's been blessed and everything. Okay. I have my crystals. I have my feather. I use Palo Santo daily. I even have this like spray that I spray on myself that has sage, and it's called Prosperity. Right. So, hey, what's up, Antonio? How you doing, buddy? My little nephew's up on here. So this is how we protect ourselves. Also meditation or staying in flow state. All right. For me personally, all right, keeping yourself nutritionally fulfilled is the number one thing you can do. The more that you keep you eat high vibration foods, right? You take care of yourself. You consume the proper micro and macronutrients. Okay. You consume, the right foods that your body needs. You exercise, or, you meditate, do yoga, movement of the body. All right. When you eat well, you will sleep well. Your body will have the micronutrients and the cellular processing and functioning that it needs to stay strong. And that keeps your aura strong. That also keeps you focused on what you need to do. If you're focusing on your diet, your energy, your mind is focused on what you got to eat, right? So focus on and this is everything that I cover in my 4-week transformational protocol in the opportunity community. So if you're interested in joining our team and our crew, please go to my website. The link will be in the description box below on YouTube, and it's always in my bio on Instagram. Okay, mantras help. Yes, energy work, doing Reiki and other types of energy work. You can use plant medicines. Okay, you can use different herbs. You can work. You can do energy work yourself. Learn how to do energy work. You can have it done on you from other people. Stretching, yoga, really, like, guys, all these things. Okay, to me personally, the number one thing that keeps me protected, I feel, is my nutrition. All right, because I'm very in tune with my body. Yes, prayer and meditation to me sort of go hand in hand. Am I vegan? I was vegan for a while, but I found that I actually, after about 2 months, my body was becoming incredibly nutrient deficient. Okay, got very low in B12, very low in iron, and I felt my brain felt very lethargic. So I need a little bit of animal proteins in there, but mostly it's more collagen proteins. Okay, from bone broth and things like that. So I don't really eat a whole lot of meat. I'm not like I do believe that ethically and morally, like we're going more towards being vegans, especially with raising your vibration, that lower vibration energy. Your body can't handle it too much. I can handle very, very little at this point. But it still does give me energy and make me feel, optimal. It's just all about balance. Okay. But I respect all my vegans, and, but I'm really all about, optimizing health and nutrition. The way that you know exactly what your body needs is through getting a biome test, right? You have to test your microbiome in the environment. So biome is an at-home, poop test basically, and you send it in, and they analyze the bacteria for and somehow they have an algorithm that identifies what is off and what is on on point in your gut, and they say, okay, you need to eat this, stay away from this, eat that, don't eat this, and I follow that. And whenever I follow that to the T, I have no I have no bloating, gas, no digestion issues. I feel strong. I feel tight. I feel clear in my mind, because if your gut's out of balance, your gut is your second brain, right? So you clear out your gut, and you have and you have a solid gut, you're going to have a solid mind. 80%, 80 to 90%. I've heard different amounts, but 80 to 90% of your serotonin is made in your gut. So if your gut is out of whack, your mind is fucked. You're not thinking clearly. My blood type is actually A negative, right? But yes, blood type O's do generally need more denser energies, because that helps to balance out the hydrochloric acid secretion in the stomach. Type O's have very high hydrochloric acid secretion levels. Type A's typically have very low, but we all need a poop test in our life, right? To make sure that shit is open. But also detoxification is important too. Right? We are bombarded by so many toxins, by so much crap in the atmosphere. 5G now is all over the place. Okay. And of course, with the whole Rona thing, I really don't, I'm going to leave my personal opinion on that, but I think I'm sure something's going on, but it's not anything even close to what they try to say it is. All right. Yeah. I mean, eating vegan, typically I see it a lot in people that I work with. You need the amino acids from the more fuller spectrum foods. Not only that, but the phytonutrients as well. You get a lot of phytonutrients from other things. But I think that they're starting to discover ways to get around that, especially with like omega-3. We need omega-3 fatty acids in a lot of vegan food. There's a way over abundance of omega-6, and magnets can help remove toxins. Omega-6 to omega-3 differentiation is a huge problem. Generally speaking, it should be 1 to 6, right? 1 part omega-3 to 6 part omega-6. Right now, especially if you're a vegan, because everything is omega-6 fats in that, with sunflower oil and all the things that you use to preserve it and make it. It's more about 600 to 6,000 to 1, omega-6 to omega-3. And when there's that big of a difference, that creates an incredibly acidic environment and reduces blood flow to the brain. Okay, so that creates a disease state. So all of these things, we have to make sure that we're, on the right track. Well, it's not that simple, Wendy. That's a debate for a whole nother, discussion. But like I just been saying, just being strictly vegan doesn't necessarily mean it's higher vibration. You have to feed your microbiome what it needs in order to be the highest vibration. And sometimes the body will need that, but sometimes it won't. And that's where everybody is custom and individual in that sense, right? All right. Do I think supplements help? Yes, 100%. Of course, I take supplements. In fact, Uforia is the #1 it's a DNA-based customized supplement for your specific DNA. I'm all about customizing for the human, for your specific body, right? So the more that you can customize for exactly what your body needs, and I take Uforia for my DNA specific cellular functioning, and then I take they eat all the foods that the biome tests suggest that are best for my microbiome. So you take care of the DNA, which does not change. Then you take the environment, which does change, but you can optimize, and you do that, and you're hitting it from both angles, and that balances out the pH, and that makes and that is essentially optimizing you. The best that I've ever seen in the 20 years of doing nutrition and diets and competing and being an athlete and being special forces, right? Yeah, it makes the most sense. I think so too. Yeah. Oh, blood type O's typically will most definitely need meat. They do best on like a ketogenic style diet. Yeah, look, if you guys want to see or know more about this kind of stuff, this is my specialty, and this is what I work with every week with my people in the opportunity community. So check that out, spiritualbodybuilder.com. And, I hope to see you guys there. Exactly. Everybody is different, and we have to treat everybody like they're different. And that goes with how we deal with emotions too. Okay. So just as different as our body's requirements are with nutrients, our bodies and our minds are different in requirements to address how we approach the optimization of our functioning of our mind. Now, with that said, the more balanced the body is, the more balanced the mind will be. Body and mind interconnected, right? And as you clear that up and as you balance that out, you will find that you purge and clear repressed and suppressed emotions, because we essentially numb ourselves out through bad diet or through something we think is good that it's not really that good. All right. Yes, I was special forces for 10 years in the military. EOD. Yeah. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you so very, very much for tuning in. You guys can tune in every single week at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for this live, weekly energy report. I'll be coming out with a solar eclipse video here this week as well. And definitely, if you resonate with the stuff I'm saying, check out my opportunity community. Amazing group of people. And I was Army EOD. So I sort of worked with a lot of OGA, other government agencies. I appreciate you guys very much. We're all here together. We're all in this together. And my mission on this earth is to help everyone that I can become, healthy, become wealthy, and become balanced, and be the best version of themselves, because that's what I'm trying to do with myself here every day. All right. So thank you very much. I love you all. And I'll see you guys next week, hopefully. And other than that, hopefully I'll see you in my opportunity community as well. Also, if you'd like a reading from me or to download my free ebook, go to my website as well, spiritualbodybuilder.com. The link will be in the description box below and in the bio on Instagram. All right. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night, guys. Namaste.